Hello fellow makeup lovers, how are you guys doing today? I am so excited for this video because we've got a full new collection from Adept Cosmetics. They literally just revealed this, so I had to get a video up for you right away. We've got a brand new eyeshadow palette. This is the Unity palette. I feel like that's pretty expected from Adept, but we also have a blush palette and this is so pretty. When I opened it, I literally gasped. And adding to their product lineup, we also have 5 different lip glosses. So in today's video, I thought we could go ahead, swatch everything out. We're gonna do a look, we're gonna do lip swatches of all the glosses, and hopefully this video will help you decide if there's anything in this collection you want to purchase or not. I do have an affiliate code with Adept, so if you ever want to make a purchase from their website, you can always use the code AMYLOVES to save 10% off. And while we're here, if you're not already familiar, if you're just catching up with my videos, I do have a collaboration with Adept that is still available. So if you're planning on purchasing anything, don't forget to check these out. I will have a full video in the cards right here if you want to see all of the information. Obviously, we've got a blush palette, an eyeshadow palette, super sparkly packaging. Just had to throw it in there real quick. So let's jump on into the new collection. Okay, let me just show you the blush palette first because it is so beautiful. So this is the Duality blush palette and we've got 6 different shades here, 3 shimmers and 3 mattes. Look how stunning that is. This shade Duality 1 is just an ombre dream. I'm so excited to get that one on my face, and it almost makes me feel like the name Duality 1. Does that not make us think that there's going to be a Duality 2? I don't know. Unconfirmed, but it just makes me hopeful. I think everything here looks super pretty. We've got like a shimmery orange, a shimmery soft purple, this like shimmery like raspberry tone. Very pretty blush palette, but this shade right here just has me in a chokehold. And then we've got the Unity palette, and this, I'll tell you, let me just show you and let's see if we agree on what this looks like to you. Here she is. I feel like this is an updated, even more modern version of Anastasia Modern Renaissance. I think the mattes are really selling it to me, and then all of these shimmers, it just looks like it's going to be such a pretty fall palette, but not like your typical warm orangey tones because we definitely already have that covered with Adept. The Cimmerian Sunset is definitely the top tier fall palette in my opinion from them, or you could do Flying Fiddles if you like it to be a little more neutral. But this is definitely giving something a little different and everything looks stunning. Oh, and this packaging in person, you're gonna be able to appreciate it so much more because it actually has like a holographic shimmer to it, but you can't really see it in this light as much, but it's very beautiful. And then of course we've got the 5 Simplicity lip glosses, super cute packaging. You know I love a baby pink. So I'm gonna do hand swatches and lip swatches of these at the very end. But for now we can start swatching the palettes. Starting off with the blush palette, I am gonna try and do a reel of face swatches on this before it launches on Friday, just to let you know, stay tuned for that. But we've got the shade Orange Pearl, which looks like just a really beautiful satiny orange tone. We've got Sometimes Violet, just a really soft purple. Again, it just has like a nice sheen to it. We've got Roses Are Red, which has more of like a copper sheen, and it also has golden sparkles throughout it. I feel like for me, these are going to be really beautiful blush toppers. We've got Honey Never Spoils, which looks like a mauve. It's a nice cool tone shade. We've got Magenta, which is a very bright, hot pink. So just starting off, there's most of the blush palette. I'm gonna swatch the left and the right, and then I'm also gonna do a swatch of them together so you can see, kind of depending on where you place your brush, get a little bit of a different shade. Now for the eyeshadow palette, I get so excited swatching eyeshadows. We've got Unison Utopia, which looks like a beautiful taupey rosy shade. It's kind of neutral. It looks very metallic and sparkly. We've got Tranquility, which is another kind of like soft rose gold, but a little bit more cool toned. We've got Rose Orchid, which is a really pretty kind of mid-tone purple, and it has a little bit of a lighter purple sheen throughout it. Ooh, that shade's so pretty. Okay. I feel like Rose Orchid is a little bit more on the satiny side compared to these two, which are very, very sparkly. We've got Serene Spirit, which looks like a really beautiful, shiny, kind of soft pink. I feel like that's going to be one of my favorite shades. We've got Balanced Beauty. This is kind of like a greeny silver type shade. I would classify that as a fun neutral. And then we've got Egalitarian Emerald, which I'm sure I'm butchering, but that just looks like a really nice bronze. Again, has some shine to it, but definitely not as sparkly as the previous two shades. Ooh, that's so pretty though. We've got Petals, which is a nice like mid-tone pink, has some brightness to it. I feel like Petals and Serene Spirit would be super cute mixed in with my palette. We've got the Peaceful Path. Ooh. Okay, so this is definitely something a little bit different. We've got a green, gold, multi-chrome, very, very metallic. Next we have Serenade, which this is kind of like a purpley taupe. Kind of has a little bit of a deeper base. It's such a cute palette so far. I love the neutral variations that Adept has been doing. The last shimmer we've got here is Balanced Bond, which let me see. This one kind of just looks like a neutral champagne type shade. Now moving on to the mattes, we've got Tranquil Tone, which is a very basic, just soft brown matte. We've got Moss, which is a really pretty, just like earthy green. And the mattes feel very smooth to the touch. Next we've got Mauve's Mist, which, true to the name, is a kind of like mid-tone mauve matte. We've got Live a Little, which is a really hot pink matte. And that one feels slightly drier than the rest, but definitely does not feel dry by any means. I feel like a lot of tones like this can tend to feel like more gritty to the touch, and it's not that dry, but just want to mention the slight difference. I also love the name that it's Live a Little because it's such a bright, bold color that I feel like a lot of people would be nervous to incorporate into their looks. And then lastly, we have Balanced Brown, which I would say is actually like a really beautiful plum. Like, to me, that is not a brown. It's like the perfect complementary shade. So there we have it. I think it's so pretty. I'm not surprised everything's swatched beautifully. I love Adept's quality, but I just really, really like this color story. So let's go ahead and get this collection on my face. Okay, so let's see if we can capture the vibes of this palette in just one look, because that's all I really have time for today. But let me know if you want to see more looks with this, because we do have a few more days before it launches. I'm going to start off with the shade Tranquil Tone, and I feel like this matte is just begging for a Sigma E40. It's just classic. Just going to go ahead and throw that in my crease just as a nice transition. I feel like on my eye it is showing up a little more rosy, like a rosy brown. I think I'm gonna pop into Moss because I'm kind of digging the idea of a pop of green on the lower lash line. So I'm just using that on a really tiny crease brush. This is the Refer number 13. Very, very small, but just buffing that out. Okay, let's go into Mauve's Mist. Using a Singe E06, I'm just gonna pop that into my outer V. Just adding a little bit of depth to this look, but mostly keeping it right here on the corner. It's definitely very pigmented because that was just a tiny little tap in the pan. I'm gonna wipe off the brush that I used for Moss just to kind of get off that green, and we're gonna go into Balanced Brown. So pretty. Just really want to add some more depth, and I just can't help but play with this shade right here. And then I'm just gonna go back over everything. Make sure it's all nice and soft, but honestly, it blended really, really well. I'm such a big fan of Adept's mattes now. I think I'm gonna use Serene Spirit for my inner corner. I'm using a Singe E01 and that picked up so well. Just kind of popping it on and then bringing it up into my lid just a little bit. And then maybe let's go into some of Petals. But I'm gonna use that, which I do. I can't decide. I'm gonna use that more on the outer portion, right over that deepest matte. Leaving a little spot here for one more shimmer shade. I think I'm gonna grab some of Balanced Bond, this shade right here, and I'm gonna throw that on the front of my lower lash line. Just kind of blending that into, oh wait, no. I didn't even realize these are all starting with Balanced, because originally I was thinking Balanced Beauty, but then I was like, oh, Balanced, it's this one. Okay, I'm actually gonna go in with Balanced Beauty because it has a little more of a green tone to it, just right on top. Now we're layering. But I just want to pop that all along the lower lash line into Moss. And then I think I'm gonna end with Tranquility. Just grabbing that on my finger, and I'm gonna pop that on this little spot that we left open. Ooh, that was the move. I'm also gonna use a touch of the deepest shade on a liner brush, just adding a little bit of depth to my lash line. I feel like if you are someone who loves to wear just mascara, this is such an important step. It adds so much fullness to your lashes so easily. My camera was focused on the candle in the background, and I'm kind of nervous for how long that was happening, but I'm gonna go into the Lancome Teint Idole mascara and just really coat my upper and lower lashes. Okay, we definitely need to get some blush on these cheeks. And I wasn't even thinking about it when I did this look, but I feel like Duality 1, I don't know that it's going with this vibe, even though I want to use it so bad. So I will definitely be doing those face swatches soon, like I said. I think for this look, I'm leaning more towards this mauve tone, and then maybe we can top it off with some of this purple and just see what it looks like on the skin. So Honey Never Spoils. And let me see, what am I going to use? I have this Vive brush, which I have not used a whole bunch, so I think I'm going to try that out. It feels like it might be a vibe. I'm just going to pick up a little tiny bit to start off with. Just throw that, ooh, definitely pigmented. Okay, I'm going to split that between both my cheeks. Split that between both my cheeks and just start blending it in. It's definitely a really beautiful mauve. If you have fair skin, a little goes a long way. The nice thing though is that when I popped it down, like it was definitely like in one spot, and it is still blending out really good. So I feel like sometimes I'll put a blush on and pop it and I'm like, oh no, that was too much. And then I start to blend and you can still see where like I originally put my brush, and I hate that. She is cute. And then just a little bit of sometimes Violet, just a tap. Just gonna try that right on top. Okay, just adds like a slight, like very intense, like ultraviolet sheen. I thought it was gonna be a little bit more low key, honestly, but it's like, I don't know if you guys are seeing it on camera, but in person, it looks very bright. I can see some very, very tiny sparkles, but I would say it's not emphasizing the texture on my face if that's something you worry about. I think for a shimmery blush, it's actually very flattering. I think it looks so, so cute. Let's start swatching out these lip glosses, give them a go. So let me see. I'd like to do my lip products from lightest to darkest just in case anything leaves pigment on my lips. I think one of these is the lightest shade. We've got DeRoss Sisters, which this looks kind of like a golden, like sparkly shade with a little bit of like a green duochrome, but the glass is foggy. I feel like there's a different word for that, but it's escaping my mind right now, so you can't fully see what's happening. Let's see. Oh, it's so sparkly. Wow, For me, this one will probably be more of a topper, but let's go ahead and just apply it. Okay. Yeah, it kind of just looks like a sheer, very shimmery moment. It's comfortable, and you really can't feel the sparkles. That is a pet peeve of mine, when you can like feel the graininess on your lips. Oh my gosh, that's so pretty. Wait. I was like, I don't know, it might be too intense, but it looks so pretty. Next, we've got the shade Bare Minimum, and this looks like more of like a soft, sparkly golden tone. Oh, and it's got a pink reflect to it. Again, very intense. My cat is just going to town grooming right now, and I'm so sorry if you hear him. Cupid. Ooh, that one's even more natural. Definitely like the perfect, just throw it in your purse type of gloss. Okay, next we've got Better, which is spelt B apostrophe capitalized E-T-O-R, just in case you're looking for this one on the website. So this looks like a really pretty kind of coppery golden shade. Okay. Has a little more color to it. Just has a little bit more of a warm sparkle to it. Next we've got Lursa, which this, let's see, looks like a rose gold. Ooh, that's cute. I feel like that one's gonna go with this look really well. Kind of matches my lips a little more too. So there is Lursa. And last but not least, we have the shade Blood Wine, which this looks like it's a really intense duochrome. It's like a reddy tone with a gold shift to it. Super pretty. I feel like this would be gorgeous topped over like holiday red lips. And there you have it, Blood Wine. Okay, I think I had my hair in a messy bun for a little too long because it's kind of crazy, but let's talk about my thoughts on this collection. I feel like I can make this pretty short and sweet. I kind of love it. I really, really like everything that's going on here. The eyeshadow palette quality is superb, definitely what you can expect from Adept if you've tried them. So I would say whether you should buy it or not really just depends on your personal preference. If you like this color story, I feel like the shimmers are all super beautiful. The mattes all blended super easy, and I love how mauvey this look ended up being. And the blush palette is also really nice as well. Like I said, just, you know, if you have more fair skin, I would go in with a light hand. Less is more. Build up. But I think this palette will be so pretty on a ton of different skin tones. I think it's kind of giving like the perfect fall blush color story. And then the lip glosses, I definitely feel like it is personal preference on if you love a super shimmery gloss, because if you don't love shimmer in your gloss, these are not going to be for you. But if you do, I would say the colors are pretty. The texture feels really nice. They are not gritty whatsoever. So I like them. I recommend Bare Necessities most of all. I think it's just, oh wait, no. I don't know why I keep wanting to say Bare Necessities. I've got the Jungle Book on my mind or something. Bare Minimum. Bare Minimum. I really, really like. So I'm happy with the collection. Everything is launching this Friday, so I will have all of the details down below. Definitely make sure to check out my description box, and I'll see you again very soon. Bye.